jealous as Meg unintentionally leaks the truth that Hazard never permits to invite her male in her podcast. Meghan Markle has admitted that Prince Harry suggested to her to include men on her Archetypes podcast. The Duchess of Sussex at 41 welcomed 3 male guests on the show for the first time, talking to comedian Trevor Noah, presenter Andy Cohen, and director Jude Apatow about cultural shifts. As the mother of 2 who is based in Montecito with Harry, said that the thought long or hard about including men in the show, which she says is in place for women. In the same episode, she had talked of her love of a Real Housewives franchise, admitted that she stopped watching it when her life had reached its own level of drama. She had made a confession to Andy Cohen, who awkwardly admitted that he didn't remember meeting her before she was famous. In the Into the Show's latest episodes, Meghan says in a voiceover, "Now you've been listening to the past 11 episodes. You may have noticed that you haven't heard many men's voices, as in fact, until now, outside of a quick pop in from my husband in the first episode, this show has featured exclusively women's voices," she added. And that is by design. It was important for us, the women, who had a space to share their authentic and complicated complexes and dynamic experience to be heard and to be understood. But through the process, it has also occurred to me, and the truth to be told, as a suggestion to my husband, that it was really one to shift on how we think about gender and limiting labels that we separate people into. And then we had to broaden the conversation, she added. Meghan Markle admitted that she's a fan of the Real Housewives franchise, stopped craving the other people's drama when her own life became turbulent. The Duchess of Sussex at 41, who lives in Montecito, California, talked of her love for the show with presenter Andy Cohen on her podcast, Archetypes. She said she used to love the Real Housewife of Orange County because the woman on the show felt close to her in her life as a California native, but also foreign. As Trevor Noah opened up about shooting of his family's South African mother, Patricia Noah, at the hands of his stepfather, mechanic Abel Shingange, says that it's all that he felt rage within the wake of the horrifying incident. He said that he and his mother had relied on each other and that he was suddenly a man of the house. He said, "I remember my mom saying to me, when I was very young, that she said, 'Remember, you can be a head of your household as a man without owning a cent more than your woman said you can earn nothing.' She had said being a man has nothing to do with how you would wield your power in the household. It is just how you fulfill your role." Last month, Noah was involved in a row with the Prime Minister after he had called the UK a racist country, falsely claiming there was an outcry that Indians are going to take over after Rishi Sunak became Prime Minister. But in the video posted on Twitter from The Daily Show, Noah had said, "Watching the story of Rishi Sunak becoming England's first Prime Minister of colour, of Indian descent, all of these things, and then seeing the backlash is one more telling thing about how people view the role of their people have played in history. And what I mean by this is that you hear a lot of people saying, 'Oh, they're taking over. Now the Indians are going to take over Great Britain, and what's next?' And I always find myself going, 'So what? What are you afraid of?' As he suggested that the fear was based on the previously oppressed taking revenge against their tremors upon getting into power. Tom Holland, the historian, author, and podcaster, said, "As ever, the inability of American liberals to understand the world beyond the US is anything but American terms is a thing of wonder. As the likelihood of the right-wing party in the US choosing a Hindu as its leader is, I would agree, effectively zero. Mr. Sunak's grandparents were from Punjab state before the Indian subcontinent was divided into India and Pakistan in 1947, after the British colonial rule ended. Noah, at 38, grew up in a mixed-race family during apartheid and is one of the US best-known satirists, as his family moved to East Africa and then settled in the UK in the 1960s.